This will be talking about the possibility of Forza Horizon 6 being in Japan. Now, I actually made a video about this not too long ago, but some recent information has come out, so I figured I'd retouch the concept with a little bit of bonus information you guys probably wouldn't have seen so far on this concept. But first off, let's talk about the history and pattern of Forza Horizon games and their respective locations, just to warm into the subject a bit. So as you guys might know, if you've been playing Forza for a while, the past Forza locations and playground games has involved a trend of alternating regions for every single game. For example, starting out in the US, then going to Europe for Horizon 2, Australia for Horizon 3, the UK for Horizon 4, and Mexico for Horizon 5. Now, it's very possible number 6 could of course be somewhere in Asia, which is why we're talking about Japan, as it specifically fits the pattern after Horizon 5's Mexico, let alone all the information about the fact that Horizon 6 being in Japan is the most highly desirable map location across the entire community by quite a significant stretch. Now, Japan's compact yet diverse geography compares to Forza maps in scale and variety, but still would definitely be a very feasible option. Whether you have a more central area like Tokyo, where you can then span outside further into the country where you've got things like Mount Fuji with crazy drifting scenes up in the mountains. Definitely a lot of potential. And when we talk about Japan's automotive heritage, when it comes to people who like cars, the JDM overall concept is pretty legendary. Look at Toyota, Nissan, Honda, Mazda, Subaru, Mitsubishi, Lexus, and more. Huge potential for manufacturer tie-ins from the Supra to GTR heritage events. And the car culture roots in Japan, whether it's in or outside of gaming, is pretty significant. Like I said, the drifting scenes in the mountains like the iconic Tokyo Drift, tuna meetups, and classic JDM legends. Pretty insane overall Forza location, and it simply has to be a matter of time until we see it come into fruition. People have often wondered why it hasn't been covered yet, with the Forza have had it as more of a long-term goal as the game got bigger and bigger for a bigger first week sale or overall game preview. We're not really sure. One thing we do know for sure is that this next game will be the biggest Forza of all time in terms of first week numbers. You look at Horizon 4, which surpassed 1 million copies in first week, and Horizon 5 had over 10 million players first week. Given it was on Game Pass, it wasn't so much sold in copies, but still the biggest players debut, I believe, of any Xbox game, at least in a certain time period. Now that Forza Horizon 6 will have PS5, it's going to be even bigger. When you look at Horizon 5, it's already done 2 to 3 million copies just for PS5 in a couple of months, so let alone for a new game now with that added bonus hype. So that could definitely lay into factors why it's relevant to Japan, is that Forza may have been waiting for a huge moment when there's the biggest overall demographic behind Forza to release what will ultimately be their biggest game of all time, because once they do a map location, they can't go and really do it again, at least between a few games. For example, it wouldn't make sense for Horizon 6 to be in Australia because Horizon 3 was there. Let's say in this example where Forza Horizon 3 wasn't in Australia already, if it was the most highly desirable, most popular map location for a Forza game, they'd want to wait for when there's a lot of bubbling content around the overall game, so when they release it, they get the biggest demand possible. Because regardless of where Horizon 6 will be based, they're not going to be able to do the same location for at least 4 Forza games, which at this point is going to be well over a decade. Now, when we look at a few leaks of interest, we've seen various maps leaked in Japan over the years. Some of these were just theorized by fans, whereas others were so clearly intricate and from data miners that they were confirmed to be within the real game files. This in itself is not indicative that the game will necessarily be in that location, because Forza as a large development company would have various different concept maps they cover before they choose one definitive location. It's very possible they had a map theorized for Japan when Horizon 5 was still in development, however it was later scrapped and replaced by Mexico, so it's something to keep in mind. But you guys can see by the designs I put on screen, they're very, very intricate. They show specific roads, specific parts of the map, and they're big enough in size where it could easily encapsulate a full Forza game. It's not like some of the scrappy fan-made ones, which are very small, just the Mount Fuji and a couple drift tracks. We've got very intricate maps that could literally be the Horizon 6 game, or at least an early development variation of it. And when you look at the iconic racing culture and integration, there's a potential to bring real circuits like the Fuji Speedway or even Suzuka into the open world, which would be pretty crazy. You could integrate Touge racing or the mountain pass battles into seasonal championships, which would be very, very relevant for how the different cars are unlocked, and even spotlight on Japan's drifting culture, the Wangan Expressway runs, and even time attack events, which would be new to Forza overall. We do know it's pretty normal for Horizon to always test new features in every single Forza game. And just quickly, most of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel, so if you want to help us hit 150k and stay up to date with the best Forza glitches, content, news, and more, be sure to tap that button. It really helps out a lot. such as the Trailblazer events in the past, to then pre-launch them into a new game entirely. So Horizon 6 definitely will have some new types of racing events or overall events in general, so it's very possible it could be inspired by the map location in itself. Now, Japan's car scene and culture is pretty unique in the seasonal variety. Look at the cherry blossoms in spring, the autumn foliage, the snowy mountains, and then neon lit cities. This could actually be a good example of a map which could have the different varying seasons by week, which weren't so well fit in Horizon 4, where Horizon 4 really wasn't much different other than winter, wasn't a huge point of those different variations in season, whereas Japan could have a little bit more of an urban immersed environment for that to make sense. So Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, with dense streets perfect for the different street racing, irrespectively of the different seasons in the map. If we look at past marketing hints, there hasn't been too much, but overall the Forza Horizon community's long-standing request has been very significant, and years of leaks suggesting unused assets, like those maps I discussed before. There have been possible hints from Xbox Japan related social posts and random discussions from developers in the actual forums, but nothing too significant that would show or confirm the map location. Playground's past acknowledgement of Japan was as a dream location, indicating it's clearly on their dream mood board, which goes into considerations of what I was mentioning before about waiting for a good opportunity to do so once the game is at a stage where they feel like it's big enough. Now, a lot of people have been asking, well, if I'm on Xbox One, will I be able to play Horizon 6? Well, as a general gaming trend is going away from old gen, it's possible it could be an only full next gen experience with no Xbox One release, possibly optimized for Series X, S, and of course PS5 and PC. Now, in terms of game cover cars, it'd most likely be something JDM related, whether it could be a Nissan GTR Nismo, or Toyota GR Supra, a Honda NSX Type S, maybe a Lexus LFA, a Mazda RX Vision GT3 concept. It'd have to most likely be at a list of those cars, or even a greater scheme of lists, a car that is yet to be released in real life. It's always been a trend for Forza to look for new cars in real life to pair those game releases with. You can look at the Mercedes AMG 1, you look at the McLaren Senna, you look at the Lamborghini Huracan. There are countless examples of when Forza have done that, and I imagine Horizon 6 will be no different, as it gives them a good opportunity to partner up with those different manufacturers to get a little bit of two-way promotion for both their game and the real-life car in general. Now, of course, guys, as soon as Horizon 6 comes out, there will of course be an opportunity to be able to get billions of credits instantly, and you guys might want to go ahead and check out my bio to learn more. Even if you're playing Horizon 5 and you want some quick rare cars, a few 100 million credits delivered to you in less than 20 minutes, you guys of course know where to go, so check out the pinned comment if you want to learn more. Then go ahead and comment down below where you guys think Horizon 6 should be based in terms of your dream location. I've made videos on Germany, Japan of course, the UAE, the US, and various different locations. Out of all those, you guys let me know where you want to see Forza. Maybe you think Japan is too early, maybe you have a reason why, or some inside information as to why it might be cancelled, just licensing issues or more, and I'm curious to see what you guys think. And if you were to see a game like Forza in Japan, what kind of cover car do you think is likely? Could it be a new Nissan GTR Nismo? Could it be a different JDM car I didn't even cover? Or could it just be something like the McLaren W1? Who really knows? There's a lot of potential and leeway Forza have with this game variation to make it one of the best games of all time, and let's go on and stay tuned for more details by dropping a like and subscribing to my channel with notifications on.